The Midnight Greenhouse. At 11:45, Lena found a green railway ticket on the empty platform. It was printed with one destination, Moonbridge Garden. She had worked at the station for 6 years, but she had never seen that name on any map. Tonight, follow Lena on a quiet journey through simple English. You do not need to study or remember every word. Just listen, breathe slowly, and let the story carry you towards sleep. The last ordinary train had already left Bellwether Station. Its red lights had disappeared around the hill, and the sound of its wheels had faded into the night. Lena locked the ticket office and checked the platform one final time. The benches were empty. The clock above the station door moved softly toward midnight. She was about to turn off the platform lamps when she noticed the green ticket. It lay beneath the old clock, perfectly dry although rain had been falling all evening. On the front, silver letters said Moonbridge Garden. On the back, someone had written a short message by hand. There is no hurry. Lena read the sentence twice. There is no hurry means you have enough time. You do not need to rush. The words felt gentle, as if they had been left there especially for her. For weeks, Lena had been moving too quickly. She hurried to work. She hurried through meals. Even when she sat at home, her thoughts continued running from one task to another. She placed the ticket in her coat pocket. Then a warm light appeared beyond the curve of the track. It was not the bright white light of a modern train. It was a small golden lamp hanging from the front of a single dark green carriage. The carriage moved slowly and made almost no sound. It stopped beside Lena. The door opened, and an elderly conductor stepped onto the platform. He wore a navy coat with brass buttons and carried a round lantern. "Good evening," he said. "Are you travelling to Moonbridge Garden?" Lena touched the ticket in her pocket. "I think so." The conductor smiled. "That is a perfectly good answer." Lena looked through the open door. Inside, the carriage had soft green seats, little reading lamps, and windows covered with drops of rain. No other passengers were waiting. "Would you mind telling me how long the journey takes?" she asked. "Would you mind" is a polite way to ask for something. It makes a question softer. The conductor considered this. "The journey takes as long as you need." It was a strange answer, but his voice was calm. Lena stepped inside. The conductor closed the door, and the little train began to move. Bellwether Station slipped away behind them. For a while, they followed the familiar track beside the river. Lena recognized the stone bridge, the sleeping village, and the field where 3 white horses stood beneath a tree. Then the train turned onto a narrow track she had never noticed before. The rain stopped. Moonlight appeared between the clouds and rested on the wet grass. Small blue flowers grew beside the railway line. Their petals opened as the train passed, then slowly closed again. The conductor brought Lena a cup of warm mint tea. "Would you mind if I sit here?" he asked. Lena shook her head. "Please do." He sat opposite her while the carriage rocked gently. "My name is Samuel," he said. "I'm Lena." "What brings you to the garden tonight, Lena?" She looked into her tea. She could have said that she found a ticket. But she understood that Samuel was asking a different question. "Let me think," she said. "Let me think" gives you a little time before answering. It is useful when you know the answer may take a moment. Samuel waited quietly. Lena watched a line of trees move past the window. "I have forgotten how to stop," as she finally said. "Every day feels full before it begins." Samuel nodded. "That makes Moonbridge a good place to visit." The train entered a short tunnel. For several seconds, the windows became dark mirrors. Lena saw her own tired face and Samuel's lantern glowing behind her. When they left the tunnel, the landscape had changed. They were traveling across a wide lake on a silver bridge. The water below them was smooth and dark. Round lights floated on its surface like fallen stars. In the distance, Lena saw a glass building surrounded by trees. The train slowed beside a tiny platform. Moonbridge Garden had no station building and no ticket gate. A path of pale stones led from the railway to the glasshouse. Samuel opened the carriage door. "There is no hurry," he reminded her. Lena stepped down. "Will the train wait?" "It always does." The air smelled of rain, pine trees, and something sweet she could not name. As Lena followed the path, the glass house grew larger. Its windows were warm with golden light. Vines climbed across the roof, and silver drops of water hung from every leaf. A woman in a long brown cardigan was waiting beside the entrance. She had grey hair tied loosely behind her head and soil on both hands. "Welcome," she said. "I'm Myra. I look after the garden at night." "I'm Lena." Myra opened the door. Warm air moved around them. Inside, the greenhouse was much bigger than it appeared from the path. Ferns grew beside quiet pools. Lemon trees leaned over narrow walkways. White flowers filled the air with a soft perfume. Some plants were familiar. Others seemed to belong to dreams. One tree had leaves as pale as moonlight. Another held small glass-like fruit that rang gently when the branches moved. Lena stopped beside a bed of closed purple flowers. "They are beautiful," as she whispered. "They open when someone speaks honestly," Myra said. Lena smiled. "That sounds lovely." "That sounds lovely" is a warm way to show that you like an idea. You can use it when someone suggests something pleasant. Myra handed her a small watering can. "Would you like to help me?" "That sounds lovely," Lena said again. They walked slowly through the greenhouse. Lena poured a little water around each plant. Myra never told her to move faster. When Lena paused to look at a flower, Myra paused too. Near the center of the glasshouse, they reached a circular room beneath the highest part of the roof. Only one plant grew there. It was a small tree in a wide blue pot. Its branches were bare. "This is the waiting tree," Myra said. "What is it waiting for?" A quiet moment. Lena looked around. The greenhouse already seemed quiet. Myra placed 2 chairs beside the tree. "Outside noise is easy to hear," she explained. "Inside noise can be louder." They sat down. At first, Lena heard many things: water falling into a pool, leaves touching the glass, the distant bell of Samuel's train. Then she heard her own thoughts. "You should be doing something. You have forgotten something important. Tomorrow is already waiting." Lena took a slow breath. "Let me think," she whispered, though nobody had asked a question. The phrase created a small space around her thoughts. "Let me think. There is no hurry." She breathed in again, slowly, and then breathed out. One silver leaf appeared on the waiting tree. Lena watched it unfold. Another leaf appeared, and then another. Soon every branch carried soft silver leaves that moved without wind. Myra smiled. "The tree is glad you came." "I'm glad I came too." "I'm glad you came" is a simple way to tell someone that their presence matters. It can make a welcome feel sincere and warm. Myra picked one fallen silver leaf from the soil and placed it in Lena's hand. "Keep this beside your bed," she said. "It will not stop tomorrow from coming. It may remind you that tonight belongs to you." The leaf felt cool and light. They returned to the greenhouse entrance. Outside, Samuel stood beside the little green carriage with his lantern. "All ready?" Lena asked. Myra laughed softly. "You have been here for 3 hours." The moon had moved across the sky, but Lena did not feel worried. "Thank you," she said. "I'm glad you came." Amira replied. Lena boarded the train and settled into the same green seat. Samuel placed another cup of mint tea on the table. As the train crossed the silver bridge, the glass house became a golden point among the trees. Would you mind telling me whether I can return? Lena asked. Samuel looked at the silver leaf in her hand. Let me think, he said with a smile. Yes. But most people discover that the garden becomes easier to find after the first visit. The train passed through the tunnel and returned to the familiar river track. Lena rested her head against the seat. Her eyes grew heavy. There is no hurry. Let me think. That sounds lovely. I'm glad you came. The phrases moved quietly through her mind, but they did not feel like a lesson. They felt like lights beside a path. When the train arrived at Bellwether Station, the platform clock showed 12:15. Only 30 minutes had passed. Samuel opened the door. Good night, Lena. Good night. The little train disappeared around the curve, carrying its golden lamp into the dark. Lena locked the station and walked home beneath a clear sky. She placed the silver leaf beside her bed and opened the window a little. Somewhere far away, a train bell rang once. Lena closed her eyes. Tomorrow could wait until morning. Tonight, there was no hurry. And now, there is no hurry for you either. Let your breathing become soft. Let the garden grow quiet. Rest for as long as you need.